Hi guys, it's Jamie here for the FTM Sweethearts Monday Post. This week is the topic of strengths and weaknesses within your relationship. I understand every relationship is different, and given the circumstance, your strengths and weaknesses may change, but overall, I am a firm believer in the fact that Noah and I have the best relationship that I've ever been in. Otherwise, I don't think I'd be in it. Our overall relationship is wonderful. It's always a work in progress as well, so that's what I'm here to talk about. Our biggest strength, in my opinion, is the communication, and it's taken a lot of relationships and a lot of mistakes to get here. I have stressed in previous videos that communication is key. I can't say it enough. Whether you're feeling angry or sad or happy, if you are honest and open about your feelings, then there's always room to improve and make it better. So it's very important to us, as well as honesty. That's a big strength in our relationship. We have been let down and burned before by previous partners, or even just people in our lives, family members or old friends, and that the lies and the lies by omission and the distrust is enough for me to say no more. There will be no lying, no deceiving of any sort, and we have that agreement that as long as you come to me or I to him about something, it can be worked on. So the communication, the honesty, affection, that's a really strong part in our relationship. We have both, we're very similar. We've been in previous relationships where we each separately have felt like we're the needy, or we are we're the more emotional, or we're crazy because we want to embrace and show our affection through physical touch. There's a book I'm sure most of you have heard of. It's called The 5 Love Languages. Although it is Christian based, I don't necessarily define myself as Christian, even though I have a very strong faith in spirituality. But that book is gold. You find out what your love language is, how you feel loved, how you feel you can love others. You find out if you guys have the same one, if you have different, and it teaches you how to bond and to appreciate and speak the language that your lover is speaking. So we both, one of our strongest languages is affection, and I feel loved when I am embraced, and I feel like I'm loving when I embrace. So the fact that we share the past where people were not used to it, or we felt like we were clingy, and now that we're in this relationship, we realize that we weren't clingy at all. We just spoke a different language. So that's a really big strength in our relationship. We have many strengths and many weaknesses, but I don't want this to be a 24-hour video. So our weaknesses, we talked about this, and we agree for 99% of it. We agree that one of our weaknesses is sensitivity. At any given moment during any circumstance, one of us is very sensitive about something for some reason. I have certain circumstances in my past that allow me to be ultra sensitive about whether it's being touched a certain way, or a certain key phrase, or a name. There's a lot of joking terms. You can tell somebody to shut up, or I hate you, you're laughing, that sort of thing. And some people may not take that to heart. It's light, and you can laugh it off. But there are some phrases of mine that it doesn't matter how much of a joke it is, it hurts. And so the sensitivity level, and there are some things like that for him that he can't emotionally tolerate. So we both have to learn to be more sensitive about our sensitivities. It's not a weakness that is dragging the relationship down, but that's something that we both constantly work on. Another one, I think, is expectations, whether it's for plans or maybe even a conversation expectation. We may think something is not necessarily a big deal. He might, and I feel like it's huge, whereas he might feel something is really important and I just kind of brush it off. and it's overlooked. And so that's another thing that I feel that we need to work on sometimes. Time management, I feel, is a weakness for us, but also out of our control. We live 2 hours apart. For the first, I don't know, November to June, or July rather, sorry, November to July, we were 5 hours apart. And so I moved closer, and now we're 2. So even though it's better, it's still apart. So a lot of our time is spent apart or on Skype. You know, we try to see each other every weekend. Sometimes it's every other weekend. Sometimes we get, 5, 6, maybe even 7 days in a row together. Other times we get 1 or 2. And so what we do with our time is really important, and I feel it's a weakness because sometimes we're together, say it's 2 days, and because it's so little, or on the weekend because we both have jobs, it's hard. The time is filled up with plans or events. There's been a lot of weddings lately, which have been beautiful, and we wouldn't want to miss it, not at all. Or birthdays, stuff like that. It's hard to get that quality time. So I find that, we're lingering in bed in the morning a little bit longer, or I want to stay up a little bit longer because we had a really busy day and I want some of that Noah and Jamie time, but he might be really tired, or vice versa, So I feel that the time management and the plans that we have inside the limited time that we do is one of our weaknesses, but we're doing the best we can. That's all that we all can really do, is the best. We're trying, and as long as your strengths help to fuel the goodness in your weaknesses, I think everybody can make it. Just respect yourself and let that trickle down to respecting others. Be open, honest, and communicate. That's all I really have to say. I hope you guys can relate or give some feedback, whatever you like, and I hope to see you next Monday. Bye, guys.